Hi, everybody, and welcome to my podcast. Today, I want to do a guided meditation, more so a chant using a mantra. It's one of my favorite mantras, and it comes from the Buddhist Heart Sutra. And the mantra, it goes Gate Gate, Paragate, Parasamgate, Bodhi, Svaha. And it means gone, gone, gone beyond, gone beyond the beyond, awaken wow or awaken joy. And it can be used on its own or along with your meditation. And so the reason they use this mantra in Buddhism, it means to go not just beyond the physical form, but to go beyond the heavens, beyond pure thought, beyond the astral and causal planes, beyond form and formlessness, so that one's awareness goes back to God, back to its truest nature, which it can still be living in this world, but that awareness goes beyond what can be said, beyond what can be conceived, beyond the most beautiful and extravagant things you can think of, and beyond the most horrible things you can think of. So this mantra is all encompassing. And when you chant it, you can focus at the top of your head if you would like. You can do it silently or out loud. And these mantras hold special powers because of what they mean and because of the Sanskrit language that they come from. And because when you're chanting these, you're chanting them along with every other being who's ever used that mantra, who's ever practiced with it. Mantras work on many, many levels, very powerful, very subtle, affect changes in you might not notice right away. So you can do this with or without a mala. I'm going to use a mala bead, which has 108 beads on it, but I don't use the bead where it connects because that's called the guru's bead, and usually people don't use that one. So you go 107 times around the mala, which you can do with me if you have your own, but you don't need to have a mala to do it. But if you did, each time you repeat the mantra, you move to the next bead. So we'll go 107 times through the mantra. So sitting here, begin to close your eyes and sit in a comfortable posture, comfortable place where you're not worried about anyone listening to you or bothering you or anything like that. And just begin to take some breaths in slowly through your nose. Just be aware of the qualities of the breath. What is this apparatus that's pulling oxygen in, pushing oxygen out? Coming into the present moment and starting to see that you have an awareness beyond thought, that there's a part of yourself, the bigger and more true part of yourself, that is beyond thought, that is beyond concept and construct, that's way beyond your physical body, way beyond who you think you are. And maybe you can touch that a little bit with this mantra. So sitting up spine straight, you don't need to be perfectly straight. The lower back could have a slight hunch in it, just very slight. And then bringing the awareness either to the heart or the crown of your head, or just focusing on the mantra. We'll take a couple of breaths together before we begin. Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhi Svaha. 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 Remembering to keep your focus on the mantra, letting it take you out into infinity, remembering that whatever thoughts arise are just a small part of yourself, taking them in, being aware of them, and not letting them distract you. Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhi Svaha. 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 Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhi Svaha 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 Gate Gate Haragate Parasamgate Bodhi Svaha Gate Gate Paragate 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 Parasamgate Bodhi Svaha. Pausing just for a moment. Remember to let the mantra take you over and don't even think of yourself as the one chanting the mantra. Don't worry about the sound. Don't worry about your voice. You're just singing to infinity. You're singing to God. And the sound is coming through you, not from you. And if you find yourself doing this, there's a deep part of yourself that is already opening up and is ready to open up to your true nature. Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhi Svaha 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 Gate gate paragate parasamgate Bodhi Svaha. Gate gate paragate Parasamgate Bodhi Svaha. Gate gate paragate Parasamgate Bodhi Svaha. 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 Inhaling deeply through the nose, feeling the crown chakra, maybe envisioning even the chakras above your head going up into infinity. Exhaling slowly, remembering or realizing that we are all one being, one consciousness, in form and beyond form, in time and space and beyond time and space. That there's a place where nothing's ever happened and where nothing's ever gonna happen, and yet everything is. Void and emptiness, God and fullness are one and the same. Stepping off that bridge of separate self, of ego domination, into the unknown, into what seems to be unknown, but into what is your truest nature, into what may incite fear to the ego, but thrills the soul. Rumi says, let your fears of death and sadness sit in the corner and sulk. The entire sky is reeling with love. Consciousness and love is in you, is all around you, and is everywhere. Now, for as long as you like, you can meditate in this silence, seeing how you feel after completing this chant. And this is something you can do on your own or with the guide of this video. So sit for as long as you would like. And once you finish, you can pray, bow, stand up, carry this consciousness and this way of seeing into your life. May the blessings of the Buddha be upon you. Namaste.